spaces here, where are they falling? These are miracles. These are open miracles. 99% precision. Wildest dreams never thought it would be that effective. How many millions of Jews did they kill that day? Also, the math ain't nothing.
What have you learned from the last couple of years about yourself, about Israel, something that you didn't realize before?
How remarkable the Jewish people are. Like, it's honestly like, and this we did talk about last time, the whole right? We are an unbelievably bright source of light in this world.
Right.
Not in a I'm better than anyone else, but like what the Jewish people have done for this world is absolutely unprecedented, unparalleled. The Jewish people are a phenomenal, we're a phenomenon. That's what we are. We're a phenomenon. So that's first of all.
They keep trying to kill us and we just keep getting better.
Right. That's right. But that's in the Torah. Literally, the Torah says it, that the more the Egyptians persecuted us, the stronger we got. That's our story, right? There's a direct correlation. You could look at the data. There's a direct correlation between terror and innovation. The more they terrorize, the more we innovate. The more they destroy, the more we build. It's a fact. This isn't like a kumbaya. No, this is like data, So that's one thing about just how remarkable the Jewish people are. If I'm being totally honest, I definitely learned not to have such faith in humanity, because humanity has disappointed me gravely over the last couple of years. The hatred of the Jew is just, I can't believe we're here. So that's very disappointing. People, in general, not specific people, in general, I never thought I'd see what I'm seeing today. And that's very disappointing to me as far as humanity is concerned. I also learned that I'm more resilient than I thought. And I'll say something that's a little more recent that I have not spoken about on camera at all. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm profoundly proud of myself. So we all have narratives we tell ourselves. Like, we just have stories we tell ourselves, right? For example, I told myself my whole life that I'm lazy, right? When I say to myself, my inner voice says to myself, go work out. I'm like, Hillel, you're not going to work out. You're lazy. Like, this is what I told myself. And then I'm like, what the heck? You're lazy? Like, I'm anything but lazy, but I told myself my whole life that I'm lazy, right?
That's crazy.
That's right. So we have narratives, right? So two things that, in addition to getting into shape, which I've not done yet, two things that for me, from a religious perspective, and I don't mean it from a, like, I want to be more religious, but more from a spiritual, being close to God perspective. Two mitzvahs, two Torah commandments that were really, really, really hard for me my whole life. Tzitzis and going to shul. I always pray, but like going to shul in the morning and tzitzis, like I hate sweating. I just don't like sweating. Like when you're in Beit Shemesh or Modi'in, it's 105 degrees and you're wearing, to put on another layer and wear tzitzis, like I couldn't do it. And I always justified, it's not really a mitzvah, only if you're wearing a four-cornered garment, blah, 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 whatever. And basically my whole life, like I never wore tzitzis. And then, about 6 months ago, a friend of mine reaches out to me and they'd opened a new factory for tchelas, right? The blue string that you wear, whatever. And I'm like, this is an opportunity. Let's just go all in. So I've been wearing tzitzis every day for like a year now.
Wow.
And I got to tell you something. You know me. I'm not a voodoo kind of Jew, but there were many things. Not many. There were multiple things in my life that scared me and I was worried about until the day I started wearing tzitzis, and those things disappeared.
Really?
Like really, really. Not again. I mean, I'm not going to give the details here, but I mean, literally, there was a threat that disappeared the day I started wearing tzitzis. Really. So that's one. And the second thing is minyan. Like, I don't, it's way too early to pat myself on the back here, but Elul is now, it's the month of repentance. And, I think I have a lot of good, but I think that I could be a lot better. So again, I don't want to jinx it because I'm just starting, but since the beginning of Elul, which is 4 days, I've been going to shul every morning, and I'm super proud of myself for doing that. And the truth is, like, it is a narrative because, shul starts at 8 o'clock. I'm never in Tel Aviv at 9 o'clock. So I go to the shul, I finish at 8:30 or 8:45, and then I go to Tel Aviv and I start my day. So it's again, I hope I can maintain it, but there is something, like, it definitely gives me like a, I don't know, of energy, like something about it. It's like, I feel like, I always make the joke of I take a selfie with my tefillin and I say, I'm speaking to the CEO. So now I write, I'm speaking to the CEO in his headquarters, right? But there's something about it, being a part of a collective, first starting the day, talking to God. I don't even mean it from, I'm a religion. There's something about it. Like, even if you don't believe in God, just hypothetically speaking, going to a place, being part of a community, understanding that there's something greater than you. I don't know. To me, it's a good way to start a day.
There are a lot of positive things that have happened in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
A lot of people's relationships with God have gotten stronger,
Sure.
but not necessarily becoming more religious. But our relationship with God has changed.
100%.
Myself is included.
People don't realize this. Like, this war is, in my opinion, miraculous on the level of the splitting of the sea. Like, that is not an exaggeration. I mean, I think we talked about this last time, but like, even if you look at the Iron Dome, which the Iron Dome, it's like, okay, there's a rocket flying in the air 7 zillion miles an hour up there. We're firing from down here. This guy's flying and we're hitting that makes sense. No, it does not. This makes no sense. And that's not even close to the most advanced one. The arrow is firing from the ground to outside of Earth's atmosphere and detonating missiles in the outside of Earth's atmosphere. And we're like, yeah, sure. We just detonated a ballistic missile from Yemen outside of Earth's atmosphere. What's for lunch? Like, we should be sitting in our seats all day, every single day, screaming, oh my God, Hashem, you're amazing. Like, that's what we should be doing. Like, open miracles every day, every single day. And the ones that aren't detonated or intercepted, where do they fall? Empty spaces. Dude, this country is the size of a fingernail. Where the hell are these empty spaces? Like, I could reach out and touch your neighbor. What empty? There's no empty spaces here. Where are they falling? Like, these are miracles. These are open miracles. And that brings me back to the original discussion, which is to those very religious Jews outside of Israel. And when they say, like, yes, it's the state of Israel, but it's not the land of Israel. It's not the holy land. God's been like, dude, look what I'm doing here. I'm splitting the sea for the Jews in Israel every day. Get your butt over here. Like, this war. I mean, even if you look at the numbers, like, it makes no sense whatsoever that those 2 nights when Iran attacked Israel, I'm not talking about the war, those 2 nights, prior to the war, they attacked Israel with hundreds of ballistic missiles, drones, and rockets, David's sling and the arrow, 3 independent, miraculous systems that were never built to work together to perfection. 99% precision. What? Like, what? Like, go speak to the people who built these systems. They'll be the first to tell you they, in their wildest dreams, never thought it would be that effective. In their wildest dreams. And I know that because I've spoken to them. I spoke to Danny Gold. He told me no one thought the Iron Dome was possible. No one. And here we are. And we all just take it for granted. But these are miracles. I don't want to, God forbid, belittle every single death. Okay. Every death is a world. Okay. But listen, I'm going to ask you a question now. Okay. And this is super controversial, and maybe we talked about it last time, but again, it's worth repeating. It's very hard to do. Try to think of yourself in 20 years from now, okay? You're not in this war. You're looking back at the war from a historical perspective, speaking to your grandson, okay? And he used to tell your grandson, listen, there was this day, October 7th, that we were in synagogues. It was a holiday, and 5,000 genocidal terrorists marched into Israel, had 8 hours to do whatever they wanted. They had unlimited access to automatic weapons. And their only goal was to kill as many Jews as possible. And your grandson's going to look at you and say, wow, that sounds terrible. How many millions of Jews did they kill that day? And you're going to say, no, it wasn't millions. And he's going to say, okay, how many hundreds of thousands? They say, no, it wasn't hundreds of thousands. And you say, how many people did they kill? 5,000 terrorists, 8 hours, automatic weapons. Each one killed 3 people. You've got 1,200 people. What? 5,000 terrorists only killed 1,200 people? Now, again, I'm going to emphasize 1,200 people is the biggest tragedies, every one of those people is a world. But also the math ain't mathin'. Like, just think about the numbers. Every one of those terrorists, all they had to do was kill 3 people. 15,000 dead. 1,200? It doesn't make any sense. So say, okay, they committed their atrocities. Fine. So 2 people. Every terrorist couldn't kill 1 person? It makes no sense. Every terrorist killed a half a person. It doesn't make any sense. So to say the word miracle about October 7th is not very sensitive. But also, think about what could have happened that day. Israel should have been wiped off the map. Let's just say it as it is. We should have hundreds of thousands of dead Israelis, not 1,200, right? So, okay. So it's hard to see that now because we're in it. But miracles are happening all around us. And most people just go on with their day as if it's normal. But none of this is normal. None of it. What we did to Iran, I mean, this is like, we grew up thinking about the 6-Day War. And I never I always heard these stories. I'm like, come on, really? Independence War, 5 armies, Israel, they were just established. Like, come on. I mean, I knew it happened, but it didn't add up, This war that we just, in Iran, 12 days, this is maybe the most incredible war we've ever fought. This is crazy. We took down their entire nuclear program in 12 days. We assassinated and eliminated their entire leadership. It's wild.
This country is built on miracles.
100%.
And that's why we're Orla Goyim and
100%.
why they're all jealous of us, because they just can't figure out why we're still
Why we
so amazing.
exist.
Yeah.
Shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
100%. It's crazy. It really is crazy. It makes no sense.